Welcome to Critical Condition. My name is Joe, and we're talking about sports. So today's a very special episode because I actually have my very first guest on the show. I got Ethan from the Ethan and Mike podcast joining me. Ethan, thanks for joining.
Hey, I'm glad to be on here, Jose. I'm glad to be on the Critical Condition Sports podcast. How is it going, man?
It's going good, man. Yeah, it's going good, man. Very happy to get you on here. Listen to your show. Is there anything you want to say about it?
Hey, man. Our show is a welcome show. We talk about sports. We talk about music at the same time also. Because we also talk about a lot of sports. What we mean by that, we talk about NBA, talk about the NFL, talk about all the latest news that happened this week into one episode. So we catch up to everything. We do interviews and we do music also. Underground music you've never heard of, you know. But I just feel to get the attention for people, you know. That's what my podcast is, to bring people up to where we're at, you know. That's what makes our podcast very special indeed.
Yeah, I've seen you on Instagram too, man. You guys make some sick highlights. I know a lot of people like to follow you guys because of those highlight reels, man. That's some real good stuff. I enjoyed
it's just like it's something like different. It's like what makes you different than the other podcasters out there, you know?
Yeah, and that's on Instagram as well, correct?
Yeah, Instagram. I'd put that on TikTok as well. Twitter, I do that sometimes, but most of the time I try to put like feed out there, you know? But that's how you get people into you know?
Yeah, awesome.
Because you know your sports knowledge.
Yeah, and I'm very happy to finally be able to get you on here. I know we were talking about it maybe about a week ago and stuff, so glad you're able to join us. So, just to start off, we're going to talk about the NBA right now. So, Ethan, what's one of your takeaways to start off right now as far from the NBA bubble? It could be anything.
I think the major thing right now is how the NBA is taking good care of their players during this coronavirus. That's the main key. It's been like a few weeks, and then no one has no COVID cases, you know? There's no COVID cases at all. Like, Major League Baseball is a little bit struggling. NHL, they're doing all right. I haven't ever heard any cases there. But the NBA, inside the bubble, it seems to work more than, like, if you travel to, let's say, Houston or to Seattle, you know?
Exactly. And, I mean, people have said it before that they don't think sports should be played unless you're in a bubble. That's what college football is struggling with right now. That's what the biggest question in the NFL is right now. But I do agree with you. The NBA and Adam Silver knocked it out of the park with this bubble. We've had over 1,000 tests and zero positive cases.
They're doing a great job, a hell of a job. I'm telling you that right now. With those cases, how they're working in the bubble in Disney. Doing fantastic because you don't have to go travel anywhere. You don't have to worry about players going to clubs out of nowhere and all of a sudden make a COVID outbreak like the Marlins did.
Oh, yeah,
19 cases because they went to Atlanta just to go clubbing a little bit, and then they came back, causes the cases like that.
It's insane seeing these people. I mean, like COVID's a serious thing right now. And just to see some people that aren't taking it serious is insane. Same for me. What I like is like the whole, snitching hotline that the NBA has and, how they're able to get you. And sometimes it might sound a little ridiculous, but at the same time, I mean, it's for the safety of the players. And, the way they're quarantining these people, like I know we saw Lou Williams got a 10-day quarantine for
he's got to go somewhere.
The little issue that he had. But anyways, I bet you those are some good wings. But yes, so the NBA has knocked it out of the park. What do you think, though, as far as in-game action that you've seen? What's a takeaway that you've taken from this whole bubble?
The Phoenix Suns. Let's talk about the Phoenix Suns, man.
Absolutely,
they're undefeated. They just won tonight. Actually, they just beat out their opponent, the 76ers, and they're a dangerous team right now. If you think about it, they've been undefeated. Devin Booker's going hot. And I really feel that the Suns and TJ Warren on the Pacers has been pretty impressive also at the same time, although the Heat did stop them last night, only to 12 points.
Yeah, and I agree with you. The Phoenix Suns have been a pleasant surprise. So if they just won today, I wasn't looking at the score right now, but that makes them 7-0. Devin Booker is fantastic. He's averaging 30 points. He's hitting. He has 16 assists in there. He's just been a monster for them. DeAndre Ayton as well has been averaging 18 points, 9 boards. He's shooting 58%. So that's really great as well. So I agree with that.
I really feel that the Suns could actually sneak into the 8th seed. The way how they're playing right now and their scheduling, then their opponents, the Trailblazers and the Grizzlies. The Grizzlies have the toughest schedule in the next 2 games because they play the Celtics and they play the Bucks.
Yeah, I
So
agree with you.
that's not an easy matchup. Then you got the Trailblazers, not those 2 teams that are going to play next, not an easy matchup. But with the Suns right now, they already just beat the 76ers. So the next team is not that hard either. So I really think the Suns can make it to those those 2 games near the end where they're really close so they decided it out.
Yeah.
Remember that method they said earlier on? I think that's going to be a method between the Grizzlies and the Suns. I don't think it's going to be the Trailblazers somehow.
Yeah, the thing about that is it's been a very disappointing time for the Grizzlies just because of the fact that I believe they're 1-5 in the bubble. Jaw's been doing good, but overall this team hasn't been playing well together. And I mean, it stinks, because they had momentum going, and I think that as far as the NBA restart going and the break that they had, I feel like the bubble really just screwed up with the rhythm. And for young guys, you've seen it, it's really hard. Rhythm's a big thing. For veteran players, it's easier because, they've been there, done that. They know the game. But for a young team, especially like Memphis, it's screwed up.
And the Pelicans, do you see how they struggle? And then Zion re-injure his ankle. It's like
exactly. And so what do you think? So shifting to the Pelicans, to me, a big takeaway for me is just how unmotivated that basketball team has been to me. When I look at them, first of all, I mean, Brandon Ingram has surprised everyone and has played at a good level. Zion has been good, but when he's playing, and that's a very big if, and it's been a big if. Lonzo Ball has been disastrous, man. He's averaging about 5 points a game. He's got 7 assists, and he's shooting 19% from 3. That's crazy numbers. And this team to me just doesn't feel very motivated. They're not playing a win. And the thing about the Pelicans is, my takeaway from this is that they just don't seem motivated. They don't seem to be bothered by losing. I feel like, Gentry is not the guy to coach this basketball team. Now, I don't think that he's going to get fired because of these circumstances. But what do you think? Do you think it's time to pull the plug on Alvin Gentry in New Orleans?
I don't think so yet. Because this season you saw how Brandon Ingram surprised a lot of people. Because the Pelicans were on the roll before this coronavirus actually hit. I just felt like it was a 5 months slump. I think that the rhythm is not the same as they were back in March, let's say. Okay. Because the rhythm was there in March. You could tell they were going to be a surprise 8 seed, going to match up with LeBron James, the struggling Lakers right now. But now when you saw them play in the bubble, they're not the same. They're not the same team as you saw in the regular season, they're still the regular season, but back in March.
Yeah, you can't.
They're not the same. It's not the same chemistry as you saw back in March.
Exactly. It's 2
That's
seasons.
how I feel on that.
So what do you think about Lonzo Ball though and his struggles? Would you move off him? What do you take away as far as if I tell you right now that you need to move some players to be able to bring in, let's just say, a couple more shooters or improving the defense? What do you think needs to happen as far as for the Pelicans? What personnel changes would you make?
I'll definitely move on with Lonzo because I know Lonzo, he's a struggling factor right now. I know a lot of people like him because of his dad and Ball brothers.
And it's more of a brand,
The brand, but he's more like an assist guy, kind of like how Rajon Rondo is with the Lakers.
Yes.
It's more like he passes you the ball and gets you the assist right there, but his shooting is terrible,
Yeah, I agree with you on that.
He needs a lot of work on it. I can tell you that, but I think they move on with him. And I really think they should keep Brandon Ingram. They really need to rest Zion Williamson because every time they put him on the field, on the court, it's nothing, man.
So you don't see the hype when it comes to Zion then?
As of right now, because of injuries right now, no. As of right now, because he hasn't been playing with a healthy game. I think ever since he got hurt in the summer camp, I don't think he has been the same. But I think when you rest him for next season, I feel like he'll go off.
So you're predicting for him to take a leap, but next season, correct?
Yeah, but next season. I say next season. This season, it was an up and down. That's why Jay Morant's going to get the Rookie of the Year because he's been awesome. He's a true player. But Zion, he's injured, of course, so he would have won the Rookie of the Year if he was not injured. No
Yeah,
doubt about it.
I agree with you. Jaw's been really impressive. It sucks for the Grizzlies just because of the fact that, obviously they're in the position that they're in right now. But when you look at it, though, the Memphis Grizzlies as a whole, their best player is a rookie. So you understand some of those, there's a certain ceiling that you hit. And obviously they've hit that for this season. The Grizzlies are in danger of not even are sliding out of the play-in. So it's not all in concrete right now. Now, another team that I want to shift to, though, the Trailblazers. So what do you think about them?
Trailblazers are a veteran team. They're kind of struggling off because of injuries, as I said, with the Pelicans.
Yeah.
They're struggling off with injuries. I know Dame Time. You know how Dame Time is with
He's a savage, man.
Although they were mocking him, the Clippers. I knew once they were mocking him, they were just going to go off next game. And it was against the 76ers. And then he went off. Like I said, I was like, be careful. Be careful about Dame because once you piss him off, he'll go off. Which Skip Bayless is now having an argument with him now.
Oh, my God. No, you know what the funniest thing to me is like Paul George should be the last human being on the planet to mock Dame or mess with him.
Every time it's a game winner, you always see Paul George on it.
Yeah, that they're getting one sunk on him. Yeah, which it's incredible. Well, to me, I think a bigger takeaway than the Trailblazers has just been the reemergence of Carmelo Anthony. Carmelo's averaging 16 points per game here in the bubble, and his shooting percentage is up, especially from the 3-point line, from the 3-point line. So I feel like it's good for him. It's a good story to see him reemerge. Pre-bubble, I had the Blazers making the playoffs. Maybe not as the 8th seed, but being able to sneak in because of that play-in. A lot of people want to go ahead and say that, the Blazers can definitely give the Lakers trouble. I don't see it, though. I feel like, again, the Trailblazers and Dame, such a respected player. I feel like it's a good story, but I don't feel like, they're going to really give the Lakers a big trouble in the playoffs.
They want to give them like a big trouble, but they will give them like a little bit of fight because if you saw how the Lakers were yesterday against the Nuggets, there was a Nuggets bench. There was not even the starter.
Yeah, for the fourth.
You saw how they were struggling. Yeah. They didn't even know. Deion Waiters didn't know what he was talking. Like LeBron, AD were like, "Is that your man? Is that your man?" It came down to Kyle Kuzma with a 3-pointer for the win.
Yeah, and that's not always going to be the case. He's not always going to make that shot. So,
that's Denver's bench. That's not even their starters. That was their bench. That was out there.
So what do you think if the Blazers get in the 8th seed? What do you think then? You think the Lakers beat them in 7, 6? I think they beat them in 6.
6. I can see 6. I can see like the Lakers were because right now how the Lakers are struggling right now.
Yeah.
Because remember they lost to OKC by a lot, 100. I think it was like 116 to 80 something. It was devastating.
I've seen that, but man, here's the thing. Like I'm not, and I was talking to my friend TV. Shout out to him. But I was talking to him and I was telling him, like, I'm not a Lakers fan, man, period. I'm not a LeBron fan, period. But, at some point, you got to respect the game. And I see the Lakers getting to the Western Conference Finals just because of the fact that it's LeBron James. LeBron has done it without nobody, for the longest time, except, minus the Miami Heat years, which, you know what I mean? You know all about that. Besides that, though, that's the last time that I can truly say that, he's had proper help. Don't give me Kyrie and don't give me Love, okay? I understand, but, they've, let him down in big parts. Now, though, with the Lakers, he's got AD, which, if AD is your second best player, you're in good hands. So a lot of people are discounting the Lakers. I don't see it. What do you think? Do you think they make the Western Conference Finals?
If they're playing how they're playing right now, I could see them making the Western Conference Finals, but it's going to be a struggle, though. It's not going to be like a steady ride how LeBron was in the East.
Yeah,
where it knocks them out like real quick, or 4-1 game, 4-0,
or like a sweep. Yeah, I hear you. I
don't see that. I don't see that because of how the Lakers have been struggling the past few games in the bubble. But they will make the Western Conference. I somehow they'll go to Game 7 with the Clippers still
in the Western Conference Finals.
And then they'll still win it. I still feel that LeBron is gonna win it for Kobe. I really feel that.
Okay, so you have the Lakers going to the finals.
Yeah.
Okay. What about the East though? Who do you have going to the finals?
The East, I'm actually going with Giannis. I'm actually going with the Greek
the
Freak,
Bucks.
actually. The Bucks, because you got to look at it. The 76ers are injured now. They used to have Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid. Now they're both injured. So
Yeah.
you know how the 76ers are when they're both injured.
Yeah, I've seen that.
You're like the traditional 76ers you used to see back in 2012.
Of course, trust the process, whatever that process was, man.
But then you got a tough Celtics team.
Yes.
With Kemba Walker, and then Jason Tatum when he has his haircut, really.
Yeah, I saw that.
And then you got the defending champs, Toronto, which they're really a tough team. And then you got the Heat, which I really have the Heat going like to the second round or maybe the Eastern Conference Finals. Who knows? I might be crazy.
You think Miami can do it?
I don't know. I might be crazy with that. I say second round we get there
for sure.
I feel like we will beat the Pacers. I feel like we can beat the Pacers
for sure.
TJ Warren, I can feel that. So we can make it the second round. It's just between the Bucks or the Heat. So it's like, I don't know. We give the Bucks a little round, so that's why I make it tough for the Bucks when we get. Because every time the Bucks play the Heat this season, it's been back and forth. If you know,
yeah, I think they can match up well against them. Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo, who he's going through, man, and has really just had a breakthrough season. But Adebayo's been impressive. Jimmy Butler. He can ball. Absolutely. He's a stud. Duncan Robinson has been good for them as far as shooting from beyond the three, as well as Kendrick Nunn. What do you think about the rookie crop that you guys have over there in Miami?
Man, what a pick we got for Tyler Hero. I remember when we picked him up from Kentucky, everyone was like, who's he? Who's Tyler Hero? And then once we saw him in the training camp in the summer league, it's like, wow, this man's something. If he can do the same thing as he's doing right now, he'd be something. And Kendrick Nunn also came out of the woods too. He came from the G League, and he came on to Miami, and then he was going off too. Same thing with Robinson. Robinson came out. He was with our squad, but he was in the bench last year. But then when he came in, he's been pretty good. He's been shooting pretty good, 55% on the – and then he made the All-Star. The 3-point contest, if you remember.
Yeah. Now, refresh my memory though. I believe was Kendrick Nunn undrafted from this past year?
No, because it was the following year. Because he was in the G League the following year.
Okay, cool. So
he was like with the Warriors G League. He was with the Warriors G League.
Regardless, he's been a pleasant surprise. So you have Ethan, you have the Lakers versus the Bucks in the finals. Yeah. And who do you have winning?
Like I said, I still see LeBron winning it for Kobe. I really think ever since that crash that happened, rest in peace for Kobe.
Yeah, absolutely.
I really see like LeBron winning it just for him, I think that motivates him to do that. But once LeBron comes in the playoff time, he'll come showing.
Okay. Well, I think that the Boston Celtics will go to the finals.
Oh, the Boston Celtics. It's up and down.
I have the Celtics just because of the fact that I feel like if for some reason the Bucks have a great defense and they have a great coach and they have a top 3 player in Giannis, but I feel like if the game starts to if the game starts to pivot towards the Celtics and they start getting into a scoring battle, I don't feel like the Bucks are truly equipped to be able to hang with Boston. Doesn't mean that every game's going to be a high-scoring game because obviously the Bucks, and we know you've seen that defense under Mike Budenholzer, but I feel like they just have more star power, especially like in that starting lineup. So I'd have my prediction to be the Celtics versus the Clippers going into the finals this season. I feel like the Clippers will get it done, man. So we'll see. We'll see about that.
So you got the Clippers winning it?
I have the Clippers winning it as of right now, as long as, Paul George doesn't decide to, give us another highlight for the wrong reasons.
We'll see.
Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to leave it a like. And if you enjoyed content like this, feel free to subscribe. We'll be back tomorrow for part 2 of the Ethan and Mike collaboration, where we're going to be doing some NFL talk. We'll be talking about Patriots football and the Dolphins football. I'll catch you later, guys. Goodbye.